I remember I remember this loss. I remember this picture. I remember this picture. And I even remember this picture. And then I remembered this picture. And I knew I could see that the Lakers were, that Kobe Bryant was furious. I can't even say the word furious. He was just unsettled. And I knew big changes were coming for the Lakers. I could see in his head. See, the rest of the team, if you look at the rest of the team, those guys don't have enough experience or don't have that mentality to even be that disturbed over that. Kobe Bryant clearly is just disturbed. Just disturbed. He has Celtic confetti hitting him in the head on the Celtic floor after losing the finals to the Celtics. This is a day he never thought he would live in, let alone participate in. But I could see the look on his face that he was not going to be stopped the next year. I could see it. You could see the fire in his soul. Those of us that can see a person's soul, you could see the fire in his soul. It was just like, it was like, this will never happen. I'm never gonna lose on the floor like this in a finals game again, like that. Never. And I'm coming back next year, and I'm gonna whoop all of y'all. And we all, of course, know that the very next year, they did. They did. And we got to see Kobe victorious. But I guess Kobe needed to go through this moment here to be victorious, to get to that moment there. I want to talk about Kobe Bryant really quickly because I admire the mentality of the man. There's always been controversy over Kobe Bryant because of some unfortunate events that he was involved in, but I look at it like this: which one of us has not been involved in unfortunate events? We all have been involved in unfortunate events. So it's when unfortunate events become a pattern of behavior, that's when it's a problem. The dog barking from the people out there walking their dogs, so excuse me. But anyway, so let's talk about Kobe Bryant. Number one, as I said before, Kobe Bryant was the son of Jelly Bean Bryant, and he spent a lot of time living in Italy. Spoke fluent Italian. I think he spoke fluent a few languages fluently, but I know Italian and English were the two languages that he definitely spoke fluently. Very intelligent brother. Very intelligent brother. Had just a tumultuous life off the court with his family and things like that. And why do people like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant and people like that, why do they have so much turmoil in Dr. J? Why do they have so much turmoil in their personal lives? They have so much turmoil in their personal lives because sometimes they have spouses and people around them that don't understand what's driving them, and they see a person like Kobe Bryant, and he is, mentally is not the same as you and me. On a mental level, it, you know, doing bad for so many, it's just not in his. He not made like that to just accept that. See, if you look at the his other teammates are walking off the court and they're like, "Oh man, well we lost. We gave it a good try." See, Kobe Bryant, you see it in his face. It ain't no, "Oh man, we lost. We gave it a good try." There wasn't supposed to be no loss. That wasn't supposed to happen. But, but like I said, that's his mentality, and I think we could all learn from his mentality. Anyway, he grew up and spent a lot of time in Italy, overseas, came back to the States. His father taught him the game. He played a lot of games. He played a lot with uh, pro basketball players in different leagues and stuff like that. Got to be really good. Got to be really good. But in his mind, at a young age, if you read his book and you see his movies, at a young age, he planted the seed in his own head that he was going to be a superstar. He planted that seed in his head. And when he planted that seed in his head, he accepted the challenge, because it's a challenge now. Once you plant that seed in your head, now it's a challenge. Are you going to do the work, what is required to be that person? See, if you're going to be the greatest, then you're going to have to be the greatest. And you have to work harder than everybody. Because you're better than everybody. So you got to work harder. You got to work twice as hard, twice as long. You got to do everything better. You got to do everything better. And so, are we willing to do that? Are we willing to do that? Kobe Bryant was willing to do that. The problem is, here's the problem when you want to be great like that. When you want to be great like that, it's hard for the people around you, because most people don't think like that. They think in terms of, it's okay that this went wrong. It's okay that that went wrong. See, people like Kobe Bryant, they don't think like that. That ain't supposed to go wrong. What happened? And they go over it and over it and over it and over it again until they figure out what happened wrong, and then they go back and go fix that. They come back and it didn't go right again. They go back and analyze it over and over again and see what went wrong. This went wrong. Okay, so now I'm gonna jump on top of that. They fix it all until they get it right. There is no, it's okay, we'll get them next time. That's not, no. We're gonna get them this time. We're going to get them every time. That's how his mentality was. They called it the Mamba mentality. He was just a type of guy that tried to help other people. None of us are without fault. The man had faults, I'm sure. If you would talk to his wife, I'm sure she would say, you know what, there was times where I wish the guy would just have been a better person. But who hasn't been through that? I know I have. Who hasn't been through that? But as you mature, as you get old, as you mature, you see the error of your ways, and you kind of start leaving off little behaviors that might rock the boat. But as far as the grinding mentality, I won't say grinding, but the Mamba mentality, or the don't look back mentality, you got to go forward. We got to go forward. Kobe Bryant was epitomized that mentality, to just go forward. Let's go forward. No backward steps. Go forward. And if somebody make us take a backward step, we got to find out why we had to take that backward step, and we're going to go over it and over it and over it and over it until we get it fixed, because we don't want to take no backward steps. This is my favorite picture right here. This is my favorite picture, with that green confetti coming down on Kobe Bryant and his face looking like, you know what I mean? All of you guys are dead. I'm gonna dead all of you next year. You're dead. And that's what he did. I mean, basketball terms, right? Of course not physically, but in basketball terms, he was like, you all are dead. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna bury all of you next year. And that's exactly what he came to do, because he saw that moment in his mind right then, and he did it. Kobe Bryant with the Lower Marion High School Got all kind of accolades there. Got all kind of accolades there. I mean, how many people can say they went from high school straight into the NBA? Just to go into the NBA from high school is a great honor, a great feat. It says a lot about you and your ability and your the potential that you have. But it took Kobe a couple of years before he got his feet under him in the NBA. But once he did, but he believed in himself that much. He didn't care about, oh, this person got this much money on this contract, they making more than me, so they should play. See, that in NBA, there's a lot of politics in pro sports. This person getting paid $10 million, we only paying you the minimum. We can't have you starting over this person. We can't have that. See, but Kobe Bryant didn't care nothing about that. He was like, I know I'm better than this person. Put me out there. Even though they making 5 times the money as me, that's okay. Put me out there. Because it wasn't about the money with him. See, it wasn't about the money. It was about the work. It was about the body of work. And he knew he could string a body of work together that could put everything out there. He knew it. Kobe Bryant was just the type of person, man, that there was nothing else but success that was acceptable. That just was. See, these people like that, and I said it before, Kobe Bryant was not a well-adjusted person. He was not a normal person. A normal person was okay with missing the mark all the time. Oh, because they able to come up with excuses why they didn't do what they supposed to do. And Kobe Bryant wasn't that type of guy. He didn't come up with no excuses why. It just was. This just the way it was. This is the way it's gonna be, and that's it. That's the way it's gonna be, and that's it. So I wanted to make a thing about Kobe Bryant. He was absolutely did so many charitable things, so many things to help so many different people. But I wanted to talk about his unwavering determination to be the best. Just the guy was just the best. And unfortunately, his tragic death in January of 2020, that was just, and also his daughter and the rest of the people on that flight, that was just terrible. That was terrible. We lost a great person. And I never personally met the man, but I can always respect a person that has respect for success and respect for work. I respect people's work ethic. That is really important to me. When I see somebody that's willing to work for what they want, they don't just say, well, I'm gifted athlete. Like a lot of these athletes, they just say, I'm gifted, so people just supposed to do this for me. But Kobe wasn't like that. Kobe went into the weight room every day like he was the last person on the roster. He left out of the gym like he was the last person on the roster. Like, I shouldn't be walking out of the gym, early. That's how he looked at it. I shouldn't be walking out of the gym early. I should be in the gym until they close it. Matter of fact, give me a key. Right? And he'll call the trainers. Hey, you be here at this time. You be here at this time. I'm coming here. I need you here to help me at this time. He treated himself like he was the lowest person on the roster, even though we all know he wasn't. He was the highest person on the roster. We're getting paid the most money, but he acted like he was the person getting the lowest amount of money in terms of work ethic. He put in the work like he was trying to always improve, coming from the lowest position. But in his mind, that's the way he kept himself on top, was that the work is going to do it. If you work hard enough for something, it can come. It can come to you. He had a lot of accolades. And he did a lot. But the thing we remember him most about is his work ethic. He was just a worker. And he wasn't going to say, well, this is I'm Kobe Bryant, so I don't have to work. No, no, he worked hard. But like I said, mentally just deranged person. I'm sure his wife would say, man, you know what? You don't have to be thinking about basketball all the time. You can, I'm sure she could tell a bunch of stories about how she tried to get him to calm down. And he just was not, it just wasn't going to happen. See, we need to take a lesson, but that was all the lesson for the rest of us. The guy did so much charity work, man. Coaching, leagues, just all kind of stuff for not only boys leagues but girls leagues. For his daughter was in girls leagues. I mean, and who knows? The baby probably would have been in the same thing. Who knows? But the guy had a body of work. A body of work. We want to salute Kobe Bryant because Kobe Bryant, he was the game changer where he stood up for his work ethic. He was willing to outwork everybody and outdo everything that anybody. He was willing to do whatever it took to get a championship and carry that championship. He was willing to do whatever it took. If it mean he had to eat less meals and work out twice as hard, he was willing to do it. So we salute Kobe Bryant. We miss him. We miss you, brother. We salute you, and we mourn your loss and your daughter and all of the other people that were on that flight as well. But we just knew you the most. We knew of you the most, and so obviously you're gonna get most of our attention. But it was not even for that. It was more so for your work ethic and what you represented for people who really wanted to be successful. I'm not even talking about the talks that you gave to corporations to get them started on success. You have to, if you want success, man, you have to be unwavering. You can't, Kobe Bryant just did not accept defeat. Even though they had the loss right here, and when they lost to the Celtics, to him, that was just the start of the next championship. You understand what I'm saying? It was never we lost, that's it. No, that was the start of the next championship. So that right there was day one of the next championship coming. And I'm sure this moment was in his heart, in his head every day. When he thought, man, I'm too tired to push these weights some more, he'd think about that confetti flying on his head. He said, you know what? No, I gotta do 5 more, 10 more. Because I'm not going to walk off that court like that no more. Never again. And he didn't. He did so much charitable work. He did so much work for his family. He grew up in front of all of us. He made some mistakes like we all have. What man hasn't? But the reality is he grew into be in my opinion, from what I know, a pretty decent guy. And matter of fact, a pretty good example of work ethic and how if you really if you set a goal in your mind and you work hard for it, you can get and be whatever you want to be. My hat off to Kobe Bryant because he came a long way. He could have went a lot of different ways with the upbringing he had in the drama he had with his family. He could have went a lot of different ways, like a lot of athletes go a lot of different ways, but because of his mental toughness, he was able to hang in there, and not only hang in there, but go to the pinnacle of success 5 times. Hats off to you, Kobe. Hats off to your daughter, and we're gonna miss you and mourn you, and as well as the others. And thank you for your example of how to work hard and sacrifice to get what we want. Now, my question to you is, what are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to sacrifice to get what you want? Talk to you on the next video. Peace.